Okay, no Sag, you are currently party leader, so go ahead and fire it up.
Alright, here we go.
As this is a tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and skip the cutscene, so as not to give anything away to people who want to see it for themselves.
Since I'm not recording a tutorial, I am going to watch the cutscene.
Very well. Spoiler alert, you end up fighting Ifrit. And you end up fighting him in what I consider to be the most beautifully lit arena in the entire game.
Screw it, I got bored and skipped the cutscene.
Ah, look at that lighting. That's gorgeous. Alright. So, as with previous videos, we'll kind of explain as we go along. I'm going to get the party protect here. And, yeah, that's about all I can do this level. So, we're going to go ahead. This is not just a straight-up tank and spank. There's actually some mechanics here. So, for new players, this is a great fight to get introduced to the idea of a DPS check. Meaning a part of the fight where you have to deal enough damage to take out the whatever it is you're trying to take out. In this case, it's Ifrit's nail. And if you don't get it killed fast enough, everybody dies. So it's very exciting. This is the first real fight that really puts that out there, where you absolutely must have DPS that are able to pull their weight. Although, I wouldn't say that this is an extremely difficult fight. You don't need extreme gear. We're coming in relatively lower level jobs here. But yeah, it is something to take seriously, because if the DPS don't get onto the right target in time, or if they're just totally slacking off and not doing their rotations correctly, it can wreck things. So, Nosage, go ahead and pull. We'll start damaging him, and I'll explain the different moves as they come up. And I promise to remember to heal you. So one of the first things you'll notice is that Ifrit's attack is this wide arc that could very easily be hurting lots of us. And so that's why the tank is taking him to the other side, so that that arc of damage is not hitting the fragile spellcasters and such behind him. You'll also notice that it's not giving us those nice red markers on the ground for some of these attacks. And that can be a very difficult thing to deal with, as this is the first time that really happens. For example, those red sparks you saw there that turned into that huge explosion that Donovan wisely got out of the way of. The indication is not a red circle, but is in fact the cracks on the ground. See the cracks, then kaboom! It looks like Kaide didn't quite get out of the way in time, but that's okay. I'm here to heal him up. It tends to do about half health worth of damage to DDs. It's a little kinder on the tank.
He tends to not use it on the tank.
That's very true. Very true.
Nail.
And there's the nail, which means that the DDs now need to change their target to the nail and bring it down as rapidly as possible. And Sage, being a good tank, has turned around to work on the nail as well, so that we get as much damage as possible, bring it down in time. There we go. So as the nail comes down, Ifrit decides to leap in the air, and he's going to do his ultimate attack anyway, but because we killed the nail quickly, it won't do as much damage. The longer the nail stays out, the more damage this does. I'm going to drop some area heals here, trying to get the party back quickly.
I'm lagging or something because it shows me out.
Sorry, hate to interrupt you. The next phase are these circles that do these blasts. They do them inside then outside. So now we all run into the middle. And we don't forget to heal the tank. And then we all run to the outside. Once they go off, we all run into the middle. Because those guys are really predictable, and when they go off, it makes it really easy to just not take damage during the segment. And that's the fight. Ifrit defeated. Very simple. This is much shorter than our normal videos because, unlike other dungeons, Ifrit is considered a challenge, not a dungeon. Oh, skipping that video there. Don't want to spoil anything. So, yeah. And with the challenges, there's no dungeon to go through, there's no treasure at the end, except you get a little bit of gold and experience points as a reward for doing it. And the faster you do it, the more it gives you if there's somebody in the party who hasn't done it before. There's this little, like, speed bonus for first-time people being in the party. Since all of us have done it before, don't really get anything special. Except the satisfaction of providing everybody who watches this with a demonstration of how to kill the Primal of Fire.